Hi, I'm Mrs. Buttersworth, and today we're going to talk about gender equality. We want you to have the buttery goodest of times, like Mrs. Buttersworth butter-flavored maple syrup, not a sponsor, and the only way to ensure that is to make sure you're fully aware of gender equality. We always want everyone to have the sweetest time. Gender equality, also known as sexual equality or equality of the sexes, is a state of equal ease of access to resources and opportunities regardless of gender, including economic participation and decision making, and in the state of valuing different behaviors, aspiration, and needs equally, regardless of gender. Deadass fam. UNICEF defined gender equally as women and men and girls and boys enjoy the same rights, resources, opportunities, and protections. It does not require that girls and boys or women and men be the same or that they be treated exactly alike. Finna hunt it. As of 2017, gender equality is the fifth of 17 Sustainable Development Goals, or SDG 5, of the United Nations. Gender equality has not incorporated the proposition of genders besides women and men or gender identities outside of the gender binary. Gender inequality is measured annually by the United Nations Development Programme's Human Development Reports. Deadass finna hunt it, fam. Mrs. Buttersworth maple syrup is fluid, and nowadays many people believe one can be gender fluid, which is when people pick and choose their gender based on how convenient it is in a given situation. Gender equality is strongly tied to women's rights and often requires policy changes on a global scale. Achieving gender equality also requires eliminating harmful practices against women and girls, including sex trafficking, femicide, wartime sexual violence, gender wage gap, and other oppressive tactics. UNFPA stated that despite many international agreements affirming their human rights, women are still much more likely than men to be poor and illiterate. They have less access to property ownership, credit, training, and employment. This partly stems from the archaic stereotypes of women being labeled as childbearers and homemakers, rather than breadwinners of the family. They are far less likely than men to be politically active and far more likely to be victims of domestic violence.
I'm a woman, and I approve of this message.
If you'd like to learn more about gender equality and do your part, please visit the Gender Equality Wiki page.
Girthy Hogs. A Girthy Hogs production.